Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So, I am about a week and a half post dose 7, and it has been the longest week and a half of my life. So, the topic of this video is why the crap can't doctors listen to you when you know your body better than they do. Anybody does. So, as been my pattern, a couple days after I get my dose, my tailbone starts hurting. Pretty uncomfortable when you have to sit all day. The problem is no position relieves the pressure or the pain. Now, the last time, it was pretty intense. It lasted, say, about a week and a half to 2 weeks. But it wasn't completely intolerable. This time, not really sure what he did or what happened. I don't know, maybe I kicked him or something and, the needle went kind of weird or something. I don't know, I'm asleep. How would I know? But this time the pain has been unbearable. Not only was it my tailbone, but then the back of my thighs would get these electric shocks, and then they would just be constantly sore and hurt all the time. So I called my neurologist, told her what was going on, and I said, I think I need some type of nerve medicine and a steroid, settle everything down. She called in a nerve medicine, didn't do anything. So I took it, and I took Advil pretty regularly. I was taking Advil probably about every 6 to 8 hours. And then my stomach stopped being able to tolerate the Advil because it's really hard on your stomach. Called her back on Friday. Really need a steroid. I think if I can reduce all the inflammation, everything will be better. Nope, we're just going to increase your nerve medicine. So instead of taking it twice a day, we want you to take a higher dose 3 times a day. Okay, but it's not really doing anything. Well, that's because you need a higher dose. Okay. So I take the higher dose for the first time Friday night. I am up literally the entire night on Friday with my legs cramping so bad that they're running like, I don't know, Iron Man or something. But they would not stop. And these were Charlie horses that would not release. And it wasn't from the Spinraza because I've had those kinds of cramps. This was something terrible. So when I got up the next day, I decided to kind of Google side effects. And yep, muscle cramps. Number 1. Well, not number 1. Death or hard time breathing or something is probably number 1. But it's on the list of side effects. So I'm like, okay, not taking that anymore. Sunday, nothing gets any better. I'm losing my appetite because I have my pain. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I called my doctor yesterday morning. Doctor or nurse. I had to stop that medicine. I need a steroid. Well, we just want you to go back to the lower dose. Don't worry about that side effect. Just go back to the lower dose. I don't even know what to say. So I went to the emergency room. I feel like I was on some game show or something, or hidden camera show, where they really want to try your patience. So I get there. I go to check in, and she pulled up my record from when I was in college. Because apparently I had been to this hospital one time when I was in college. I don't remember. I said, oh, well, all that information is wrong. Starting with my last name. Everything is wrong. Okay, well, she'll take care of that in registration. Okay. Do you want my insurance? No, she'll take care of that in registration. Okay. She gets my vitals. I tell her that the, automatic blood pressure cuff normally cannot hear my blood pressure. And if it does hear it, it hears it wrong. And it's like, totally way too high. So she's like typing away on her computer. This blood pressure cuff is like squeezing the life out of my arm because it cannot hear my blood pressure. Comes back at like 210 over 117 or something, which is obviously not right. And so I kind of look at her and I'm like, you need to do it manually. Well, we don't have a manual cuff, so I'm just going to put this number in your chart and they can take it back there. Okay, you're going to freak some people out. Well, at least normally that would freak some people out. No. So, go back in the waiting room, wait to be called. Lady from registration comes over. She changes my last name and doesn't change anything else. You want my insurance? No, it's in the system. No, it's not. Oh, we'll get it later. Okay. So they had to give me a new band, a new hospital band, with, the correct last name, because if she would take my insurance, they're going to try to put my insurance through on the wrong last name, so they had to fix that. Except that she never took the insurance. So finally, we go back to her room. Nurse comes in. Doesn't even really, triage me. I mean, she may have asked me what my allergies were. Or no, I think the lady in the front asked me about allergies. I don't think this nurse asked me anything. Except that, do you need help getting under the bed? And I said, well, no, I'll normally stay in my chair until they decide, what they're going to do, what kind of tests they're going to do, or whatever. Just because I'm more comfortable in my chair. Okay, well, I'm going to go get the doctor and see what his plan is. Okay? An hour later. No one came and checked on me. No one obviously cared that my chart said my blood pressure was 210 over whatever. My friend that was with me, she finally goes out there and is like, did you forget about us? What's going on? Doctor comes in with a physician's assistant. This doctor had to be, 150 years old. The physician's assistant was pretty young, but I liked her. She actually kind of listened. The actual doctor, he didn't listen. Didn't know what SMA was. Didn't understand Spinraza. Okay, didn't really expect him to. I understand that. But then he didn't know where the neuroformin was. He kept asking me at what level in my spine my ejections were. And I kept saying, I get dosed through the neuroformin into the thecal sac at the base of my spine. Okay, but what level of your spine? The bare bottom. Didn't look at my back. Took a listen to my lungs. And said, okay, well, what would you like us to do? We have really no idea. This is all new territory for us. We have really no idea how to help you. What would you like us to do? I kind of thought I was at the emergency room for them to help me and take care of my pain, which is extremely high at this point. And by the way, I hate emergency rooms. So the fact that I actually went to one, I needed help. I could not handle this level of pain anymore. I said, well, I don't know, maybe do a CAT scan or probably an MRI because I have hardware to check for swelling. And I said, and maybe give me a steroid because I feel like a steroid would reduce the inflammation and eventually help with the pain. Okay. Well, they can't do an MRI there. I don't know why. It's an emergency room in a full service hospital. It was the middle of the day. It's not like, it was nighttime where they had B crew. I kind of thought this was A crew, but I don't know. Maybe this is like, maybe it's like Z. Maybe they get better as the day goes on. I don't know. So yeah. Oh, I forgot to tell you. So before the doctor came in, while we were sitting there waiting for an hour, we hear some other doctor in the patient's room next door saying, okay, well, if your heart stops while you're here, do you want us to do whatever it takes to get it started again, even if it means cracking your chest and breaking some ribs? What kind of question is that? I mean, I understand, he was pretty much asking, do you want, all measures taken? But there's a better way to say that. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe this happened. Okay, so we go back, get the CT done, then we go back, and the physician's assistant comes back to me and says, well, we don't see any inflammation, but we really can't see anything in that area because of your hardware. Pretty sure that's why I need an MRI. But then I got to thinking, that doesn't make sense either. Because when I am dosed, they're using CT guidance for the needle. So I don't even know what to think. She's like, but we're going to give you a prescription for prednisone. Okay? I said, so can I try the other nerve medicine, that I'm not having a reaction to see if that in combination with the steroid will help my pain. I still have pain. I need to get on top of this pain. No, we can't prescribe that here. Okay, you can hand out pain medicine, strong pain medicine, like candy, but you can't give me something for nerve pain? Okay. And then they didn't want to give me any pain medicine either. So, the long and the short of it is that I spent, I don't know, maybe 5 hours at the hospital? From start to finish, maybe it wasn't that long. It felt like all freaking day. I left there with no diagnosis of my pain, still in extreme pain. They didn't even, give me on top of the pain. And a prescription for the steroid, which is good. That's what I was asking for a week ago. However, they probably could have given me a shot of the steroid there in the hospital to kind of give my system a boost to get on top of that pain. So, good news though. A couple hours after taking it last night, the pain in my legs pretty much subsided. And this morning, my tailbone was better. It's not, the pain isn't completely gone, but it's much more tolerable. And I can eat today. I don't feel sick to my stomach. But what frustrates me the most is that if my neurologist would have just listened to me and called it in last Tuesday when the pain started, I would not have had to spend basically a week in this pain. So, I sent her nurse an email today. Said I ended up going to the emergency room because I could not handle the pain anymore. This is what they did for me. Can you put a standing order in my chart for prednisone that I can call for after every injection the minute I start to feel that pain, so that it doesn't get to this level? I think that if I could have gotten on top of it right away, I wouldn't be hurting. It would be fine. I just don't understand why doctors don't listen. I wasn't asking for narcotics. I wasn't asking for anything unusual. I knew I had inflammation, and I knew as soon as that inflammation went down, the pain in my tailbone would stop. But what do I know? It's only my body, and I've only been living with SMA my whole life. So anyways, that is my rant for today. And I am glad to say that I feel much better. In other news, my new power wheelchair did finally get approved with all of the seat functions and the anterior tilt, and all of that. What I find ironic is that Medicaid approved the base power chair and they denied everything related to my seat, my headrest, my seatbelt. They said, oh, that was not medically necessary. So I requested a state hearing. Lo and behold, the state hearing comes, or the date is set, and suddenly it's all approved. So I don't know if they just do that because a lot of people won't argue, won't fight the denial. But of course I was going to fight the denial. I have to have all those things. I have to have them to maintain my independence. I have to have them to be comfortable in my wheelchair that I sit in 16 hours a day. But what kills me is that there's somebody up there in these insurance offices who has no clue. We're just people on a page. Not even people, we're numbers on a page. Oh, that just sounds too technical. There's no way they need that. Yeah, well, I do. So, I should be getting that here soon. And when I do get that, I will be doing a demo of that for you guys. So far, I haven't really noticed that much of a change. I mean, my stamina came back really quick after dose 7. But I've been combating this pain, so it's not like I could really get back to regular PT or any of that kind of stuff. So, the big change I have noticed is that I have an actual productive cough now. So that's exciting. I don't really want to get a cold and put it to the test, but it's definitely there. Speaking of PT, I go to sports medicine clinic up here for the first time on Monday. They're going to get me set up with a PT program and a TENS unit to start stimulating my shoulders and my upper body. And I have high hopes for that. So, I will do a video after Monday's appointment. As long as, they don't completely exhaust me. And let you know how it goes. So anyways, I hope you guys are having a great week and a great August. And I will talk to you again soon. Bye.